It's midsummer, and I have a break in between stories. I decided to spend my time in Buffalo. I wanted to fly Lucy out here, and we could go on some adventures together. I have my cassette recorder with me, and I'm gonna drive down to the Buffalo Central Terminal and do some investigating there. This is a pretty old place with lots of history. There are also about a half a dozen spots in this city, and I am excited to see what all goes on in Buffalo, New York. There are also romantic sightings of Bigfoot, Sasquatch even, and some native beliefs, a skinwalker. Which would make sense because no one's ever really caught them, right? Makes you wonder, huh? But in this tape, we're gonna focus on the paranormal instead of the Bigfoot. Hug those curves of the road, sweet mama, and let's get down the road, cause you know we gotta keep those roads red hot in the good old summertime. The speaker's filled with the sounds of the old piano and guitar, with the fellow blowing in on a jug while plucking a banjo. It's a familiar summertime favorite across the United States. The songs of the season put me in a tropical mood, yet another mood altogether. The mood of the mountains in the warm summer, with the smell of the evergreens and many blooms of purple frog eyes and multi-petunias filling the yards with their neon colors against the dark green set of full leaves. One can walk along the road of this town and feel like it's an all-American kind of town. There are loads of American flags and decorations left from the 4th of July. This is truly a great old place to be. As I make my way up to the mountain roads, off 77, I get to the stage with very few places to pull off and gas up, or go to a rest stop even. You gotta take advantage of gassing up every chance you get, because you might get stranded with zero help and no mobile phone reception, and lucky to get any CB radio, much less a payphone along the way. So keep in mind the obstacles of this long drive, but my Sally is by my side. She has never let me down. So we boldly ride through the valley of the shadow. Nearing a baker's dozen hours or so, I make my way into this quaint, huge town. This place is massive, but at the same time has the graciousness of townfolk. They're ready to get to where they're going, but nice when you talk to them. Want to make a quick friend? Buy a round of blue and toss some football, and you got a bunch of pals. The downside, if there really is any, is the amount of snow that they get during the cold, breezy, frigid, ice-cold winds coming off the Erie Lake to the west, bringing sheets of snow, and more snow, and then some more. I want to check out the spooky side after a good long while of night. The Buffalo Central Terminal will be a highlight, hopefully, so I may save that to the last day, but I doubt it. So I pass through the res on the way up and grab some food before heading to my room for the week. The gas here is cheap, and might as well gas up and get any provisions I can while I'm here. I do get a move on, and an hour later, I'm back in my room and ready to unpack and get some rest for the morning. The night goes fast. As soon as I lay my head down on the pillow, I am off to dreamland because the Sandman is beating me to death. Music from radio and static. I pick up Lucy from the airport, and we head in to get some grub, and then to the room so she can freshen up. You know how girls are. So we head out to view this quaint little bird. We go to the nearest bar and get some wings and pizza, and catch up on some football news from the TVs they have. Not much in the way of football because baseball season is winding down. So we are led to our table, and we look at the menu. They sure don't have the food like this in Oklahoma, Lucy said. This is one of my favorite places around here. All I do is eat, eat, and eat some more while I'm up here, and hopefully gain a pound or two. We finish our food and hang out with the locals. With football season right around the corner, you can feel it in the air. Bills, flags, and loads of lights everywhere you walk, anywhere you drive, anywhere you look. There are Bills decorations aplenty up here. It seems like it's more than other cities are. So we decided to make a night of the town, and I'll show her the nightlife and listen to some bands. They're scattered around town. There's always someone playing at any given night. There are the Irish pubs, and then they have the Polish pubs, and so on and so forth. We enjoy our evening ahead and go on for our ghost hunt tomorrow. We wake up bright and early, around 11 or so, just in time to get some Jimmy Poe's coffee and a few donuts. We go up to the falls after our breakfast. We have a fun-filled morning and an afternoon, watching tons of water rush down in the brisk waters below, splashing its joyous spray onto those upon the maid of the mist. We go through the inside of the walls of the falls, and we watch the water at certain places rush down onto the rocks of the foamy water below. The rest of the day we went in and out with the Blur, and then we went out for some nice supper in downtown Buffalo. The evening was full of fun times and joint hopping, lots of places to see here. We head to the room and make our pit stop, and I grab my camcorder and gear. As I roll down the street to the central terminal, I park off to the side of the road and we walk down to the massive building. Once upon a time, this place must have looked impressive. I hear the sounds of traffic and people all around me. Only for a moment. As I tried to get my camera up and running, the sounds had stopped, and it was all quiet, except for the few cars that are on the road. And the beacon of this large building calls to me, asks me to come in and stay a while. There are said to be many types of lost spirits here: soldiers, German POWs, and stranded families, and ghosts of those, and found out their loved one had died in a war. As I began to do this investigation, Lucy wasn't really feeling it a whole lot. So after a while, we left the terminal and we head down to Lovejoy and check out the old funeral home that once started out as a church in the 1800s. It is said to be super haunted. As we walk around this desolate feeling area, we could just tell that there were many spirits among us, and I had my camcorder panning around. This place is all closed up, and of course locked. And I'm not about to break and entering, and just to fill the want of my hankering, I go along the perimeter and walk my way inwards. I don't hear much while I'm conversing. Little did I know that the voices that were coming through the headphones was something different. I got up to the actual building and stood at the entrance. Can you hear me? Silence. When? Is there anyone here who wants to talk? How many are here? And on for about a few minutes. I then walked around to the side and would stop at every yard or so. The wind seemed to pick up during certain questions. So I kept the questions coming, and I walked around the building. I could hear some smacks on the windows, and as I got near them, or got next to the area of this place, I panned the camera around to see if I could see anything through the thin glass that separates us. I could see what looks like handprints on the panes, and could hear movement from inside. Lucy lets out a small shriek, and I turn around towards her. She stood just looking at me, and in a crouch position. I walked over to her, and she didn't move at all, but said there was something in the window looking at her, and she wanted to get the heck out of here. I told her that I can take her back to the room and I would come back and investigate some more, if that was okay with her. That she was okay with, but totally not with having someone or something look at you at every turn you take, especially if you don't like it. I get it. We walk back to old Sally and make our way back to the room, kinda quietly. Lucy wasn't feeling like talking, and I wasn't about to press the issue even more, so we just made small talk. After she got settled, she asked if I was ready to go back, and I told her I was. She said okay and left it at that. She has just enough trust in me to know if I can do this or not, and I can, of course. I have dealt with far worse. Well, so I keep telling myself. We say our goodbyes and tell her to call my mobile phone if she needs me or vice versa. She gives me another hug and kiss and tells me to be careful. I will, I said. I'll be back after a while. So I returned to the place of excitement. There's an oldness to this place. It's as if all eyes are on me. And yep, they sure gotta be. I start over with the question and pace myself to a slow walk, or even a stroll. Hey, hello. I'm back to talk to you some more. Is there anyone that wants to talk to me? Is there anyone you want to talk to or give a message to? How long have you been here? I give time in between the questions for responses. I have my EMF meter, and I can see the LED jump a few times, and it would go back down to nothing. I walked over to the windows and held the camera to it so that I can see inside the rooms. I caught something, but also the reflection of the IR lights. I pulled back a bit and get a better view, and can hopefully hold on the camcorder steady enough to actually accomplish the task at hand. I can't see a whole bunch through the viewfinder, and no way to get closer. I talk a bit louder this time, and I can hear responses. I can see movement from inside and see the curtain start to sway some. Can you see me out here? If you can hear or see me, try to knock on the window. After a few moments of deafening silence, I hear a small slap of a palm or fingers slap upside the window. I'm not sure, but as if they were far away. I wonder if all spirits are only some that can actually touch objects, you know? I don't know. Anyways, I keep it rolling, and then I hear movement from another window, but this window isn't close at all. It is right around the corner. After a bit more of investigation, I walk over to the parsonage, or the funeral home, or, whatever the residence is now. After a bit of looking around this area, I hear a voice, right from behind me. May I help you? A human voice just asked. Rather a living human. I jumped up and felt like it was a foot or two off the ground, but more like a step up rather. So I turned around in shock. Hey, yes, hi. I was doing some investigating out here while it was all quiet. You mean while no one was around? He said. Yes, but mainly because it's easier to catch audio and video without any other persons out here, it doesn't mess with the evidence. If that makes any sense, I said. Yes, it does make sense, he said. So now you have some of your excitement up. Would you like to check out the inside? He asked. Sure, that'd be great, I said. Okay, follow me, he says as he turned on foot and slowly made it to the front door of this place. First time checking out a funeral home. Let's see how this goes. Ba-da-dee, ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum. Can you hear them coming for you tonight, baby? Well, keep everything close, 'cause you never know.